Hello and welcome to Camp, the Catholic audiobook in a month podcast. My name is William Wilson, and today is day 5 of The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. I will be reading the first part of The Ways of Brother Lawrence. We start by getting a sense of his character. Then we hear about a living faith compared with a dull and heavy one, which we see in books. Recall the discussion of the School of the Holy Spirit from episode 13 of Abandonment to the Divine Will. You can hear that at camp.fm/abandonment. Once again, of course, he's not referring to this podcast, but he is showing a preference, which we'll see tomorrow, for the Gospels. So I hope you tune in for that as well. That's all for today's reading. Let's get started. The Ways of Brother Lawrence, being the teaching of his life. In these pages, you will not find set out a devotion which is merely speculative, or which can only be practiced in a cloister. No, there is an obligation laid on every man to worship God and love Him, and we cannot carry out this solemn duty, as we ought, unless our heart is knit in love to God, and our communion is so close as to constrain us to run to Him at every moment, just like little children, who cannot stand upright without their mother's arms of love. Beaufort. I am writing down what I have heard and seen myself of the character of Brother Lawrence, who died about 2 years ago in the Carmelite monastery at Paris, and whose memory is a sweet savor. One who has chosen to be a doorkeeper in the house of God, rather than hold a high rank among sinners, who has taken upon him the yoke of Jesus Christ and preferred it to the empty pomp and pleasures of the world, has asked me to write down for those souls who have been freed from the chain of things seen, what he knew I had collected of the thoughts and precepts of Brother Lawrence. Willingly I obey. And although a sketch of the life and a collection of the letters of this good brother have been already published, it seems to me that we cannot make known too widely what we have preserved of this holy man. It is my firm belief that I can do no greater service than by holding up this man as a pattern of solid piety in an age when almost everyone puts virtue where it is not and takes false ways to arrive at it. It will be Brother Lawrence himself who will speak in these pages. In the conversations which I had with him, I will give you his own words, just as I wrote them down straight away on leaving him. Nobody can paint the saints so well as they themselves. The Confessions and Letters of St. Augustine give us a far more living portrait than anything that man could have added. So nothing can bring more clearly before you this servant of God than his own words spoken in all the simplicity of his heart. With all his virtue, Brother Lawrence was intensely human. He had a frank, open manner which, when you met him, won your confidence at once, and made you feel that you had found a friend to whom you could unbosom yourself wholly. On his part, directly he knew with whom he was dealing, he spoke quite freely and gave immediate proof of his great goodness of heart. What he said was very simple, but to the point and full of sense. Behind a rather rough exterior, one found a singular wisdom, a spaciousness of mind quite beyond the range of the ordinary poor lay brother, a penetration that surpassed all expectation. As a man of affairs, he was capable of carrying through the greatest matters, and of giving wise and safe counsel. Such were the characteristics that struck the ordinary observer. The disposition of his heart and the inner life of his soul he has himself depicted in the Conversations which I am going to give you. His conversion sprung from a high notion, which he conceived of the power and wisdom of God, whom ever afterwards he sought diligently and with great faithfulness, driving away all other thoughts. As this first realization of God was the beginning of the perfection of Brother Lawrence, for so it has proved to be, it is important that we should stop here for a little to consider his conduct at this time. Faith was the one light he took for his path. Not only did it afford him his first glimpse of God, but he never desired any other lamp to give him light in all the many ways of God. Often he has told me that all that he had heard others say, all that he had found in books, all that he had himself written, seemed savorless, dull, and heavy, when compared with what faith had unfolded to him of the unspeakable riches of God and of Jesus Christ. He alone, he continued, can reveal himself to us. We toil and exercise our mind in reason and in science, forgetting that therein we can see only a copy, whilst we neglect to gaze on the incomparable original. In the depths of our soul, God reveals himself, could we but realize it, yet we will not look there for him. We leave him to spend our time in fooleries, and affect disdain at commune with him, who is ever present, who is our King. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Tomorrow I will read the second part of the ways of Brother Lawrence. There'll be more on living faith, and we'll talk about doing little things with great love. If you have enjoyed today's podcast, please subscribe, rate, share, and help us grow. Also, please check out oratebooks.com, now featuring The Ways of Mental Prayer by Vital Laodé, praised by Pope St. Pius X and spiritual leaders across generations. This masterwork guides readers through the transformative journey of prayer, from its foundational practices to its most profound mystical heights. That's ORATE books.com. If you'd like to learn more about us, please visit camp.fm. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.